I mean, they should really make a movie about it. I actually asked them to make a movie about it, and they're like, "You're serious?" And I was like, "Yeah, yeah, yeah, yeah. I want to make a movie about it because like it was one battle, it was one really bad guy that had been taking what's called, and we investigated for like 5 years or 7 years or 6 years, and when we took him down, we took some of his people hostage, and like I find out about all these plots and all these things, and like I say, there was this other thing where it leads to all these other hits. Like I say, and like one of the Irishmen that works for me says, "Well, I know the girl that they normally deal with," and I'm like, "Oh, good." And like we ended up talking to her and stuff like that, and I'm like, "Okay," and I want you to tell her to tell the people that she knows that they can turn themselves in, or I'm coming, or we're coming, basically. And she's like, "What? Are you serious?" I was like, "Yeah, tell them that basically I'm taking them down and that they're out of business and that I'm going to be coming for them. And so they have the option of turning themselves in now, or they can face, you know, consequences." I think I said, I don't know. So we gave them two, and she's like, "You're serious?" I was like, "Yeah, I'm serious. I want you to tell them that they should go to the police now, blah blah." And she's like, they'll probably just kill me. I was like, "Don't, no, you're not going to jail. They're not going, just tell them they should just go and turn themselves in, or I was like, if you don't want to tell them, it's fine. Maybe we can have someone else tell them." And I think somehow she gets someone else to tell them that basically someone's coming for them, and that they should turn themselves in and just, be done with it, because we are going to take them down. Anyway, so normally I actually stay out of politics, and I actually don't get into politics. Like normally I just build aircraft and sell them, sell guns, invent things, that kind of thing. I don't really do politics. I don't do police. Like I say, I normally didn't get involved in police. I had police officers, we trained police officers, we had police officers, blah blah. And some police officers were like, "So, are you going to be bribing us or not?" We're not. We're like, probably not, right? like I say, normally I have police officers, and since I took down the guy that normally bribes my police officers that I didn't know about, I didn't know that they were taking bribes from this guy. So I was like, I mean, maybe I did know some stuff, but anyway, I didn't know it like that. Anyway, so, my whole life becomes this whirlwind changing thing. Anyway, though, so like I say, and most people use cannons for killing people, and they usually do these little skirmishes and stuff. And I'm like, I have 8 battleships. And I think one time I was talking to her or one of the other people. I was like, "I have 8 battleships," or something like that. Or no, I think I said I have battleships or something like that. I didn't tell them I had 8. I have battleships, and so I don't think they like some of them later on said, "We didn't really take you seriously." Anyway, so like I said, my battleships are sailing full speed ahead, just like we were doing 3 hits on one things, because we knew from the people we interrogated where their operations were and where their security was, and besides, we had built the security for most places anyway. Normally, I built police departments, I built towns, I did all this other stuff. So anyway, so like I say, it's a classic moment. The galleon in 1920 or some year, basically, they pull up next to the dock, and I was like, you know what? This is going to be a moment. I was like, we need to get a camera there because like it's a classic galleon. It's one of my classic galleons that normally would be on display, that you would go and take tours on. And all of a sudden, because I'm stretched so thin, because some of these people, I'm going up against battleships too, because I have my battleships and they have their battleships, or they have their attack boats. Like you're actually going up against attack boats. Like, oh, okay. I'm used to I'm like, attack boats? That's it. Okay. I think we can do that. Anyway, so So anyway, so like I say, the galleon, they load up with the cannon shot, they load up with the what's it called, and so they sail into the harbor. And one of the smaller galleons, it's like a time thing where like the big galleon comes over here, and it's a classic galleon, all painted up nice, and they like it goes like, and the smaller galleon's like going for the others, and we pick the day, and because we have like a day to prepare or something like that, because it's the other ships, and they're moving like I'm like, what do we have in the area? Yeah, and that's another thing is it happens to be a boat that we actually have somewhere around in that near area where it can actually get there. So, and I think that we might have used some little boats to pull, because we have this other galleon. Anyways, because they have this other thing, and so the little one goes and turns sideways, and then it lines up, and people. Like, I can't keep a straight face because no one uses galleons in 1928, but I was, because because all my ships are being used and I can't get there in time. So this one galleon pulls up to this one side, and this other galleon, and we're going up against people that have like 30 caliber guns and like some small cannons and some other stuff, So it's also somewhat of a suicide mission, because like. We're going up against somewhat modern day warfare. Somewhat. Anyway, so they light up, and they're like, I forget if it's a double decker or not, but it's one of my old cannon ships that survived, one of the classic ones. So they shell this warehouse, and the little one pulled up. It was like, the stories from it. It's like, it was just like the old days, like. They hit the other road, boom, because they're right on the water. They're on the docks. So there's a little bit of problem. I was like, those docks are kind of high over there, aren't there? Can we get over that? They're like, oh yeah. I was like, okay, cool. So they're shooting cannons shot into these warehouses. I forget. I think they might have changed the cannon shot a little bit or something like that. We have a day to prepare. I don't know. Maybe they used normal. I forget. But we used the galleons anyway. 2 galleons. And I have other things. I have aircraft and all kinds of stuff. It's actually a massive raid. It was a really massive raid, actually, because we did those. And then after we got those people, then there's more. And then all of a sudden we're in the Middle East. They're like I'm serious. We went to this like within 3 months or 6 months, and then there was the 3 week or something like that. And then we're doing this other one, and then when we get all those people, because some of them are wounded, none of them die. And I didn't really want to kill all of them, but I gave them the option of turning themselves in and giving up, and they didn't. So anyway, so then we're going across to some other place, or even America or Mexico or someplace, but we're basically going to the next continent or somewhere else. So then there's more attacks. So my ships, we took some damage, but I think we did rather well. Anyway, so we were going around and we were doing another hit over there, because they're like, well, those people actually told us about this other stuff that is really bad as well. So what do you want us to do? And I was like, same thing. So like in the span of a year or two, we did this massive raid, basically, where we took down the really bad drug dealer, shelled his house, and we just, in one swoop, it ends up being like this 2-year thing. So, and all of a sudden, when the dust settled, people were either dead or in jail, mostly dead, and there wasn't anything that was going on on this planet that we didn't know about. So. Lusifer Star. Anyway, yeah. Other people didn't want to talk about it, because they're like, well, we don't really want to know. We don't really want to say anything about this until you do. So I was like, okay. Anyway, apparently some other people wanted to know who took them down. Like I say, and. Like, I'm one of those few people that can actually be like, I'm going to need that boat back. Remember that boat I sold you? And they're like, what? Like, I think we actually